Hi guys, welcome to ASM Education. This is chapter 7 on our book The McKinsey Way. I hope you've seen the previous videos. If not, then please go and check out the videos. We have made a playlist on the McKinsey Way. Uh, Without further ado, let's start with this chapter. This chapter talks about doing research at McKinsey. The author says that any problem solving process at McKinsey begins with a research. Before IH is made, before a problem is disaggregated into its components and the key drivers are uncovered, the team has to have information. At the start of any McKinseyite's career, most of his time is spent in gathering data, and that data can be gathered from the firm's libraries, databases, or from the internet. Gathering, filtering, analyzing data is the skill exercised by most new associates, and as a result, McKinseyites have learned a number of tricks for jump starting their research. So the author says, do not reinvent the wheel. He says, whatever the problem, there are chances that someone somewhere has worked on something similar. Maybe that person can be in your organization, and he can answer your all the questions at in one phone call, or maybe the person is in the field or another division or in another company and has worked on the same problem already. Find out who they are and get to know them, try to network with them and get as much data as possible from them. Do your research and ask questions. This will save a lot of time and effort, which is very, very important in engagements like these. So at McKinsey, you will find an electronic database called as the PDNet, and that contains reports from recent engagements and internal research. So what is the PDNet? PDNet is an electronic database of all PD. What is PD? PD is practice development. So it is an electronic database of all the practice development work done by the firm. Uh, so you should search the PDNet for anything that would shed light on the current project, the comparable industries, the comparable problems. Uh, McKinsey has a business library that holds every business book or magazine that you can mention. It has access to all the major commercial databases such as Lexis, Dun and Bradstreet, DataStream, and the internet. It has a dedicated staff of information specialists who work very hard to supply the consultants with the information. So to support what the author has said, he gives an example of a assignment that he had faced. He says that the financial arm of a very large computer hardware and software manufacturer wanted advice on expanding internationally. The client wanted to understand how the major foreign conglomerates maintained financial and managerial control to maintain their offshore subsidiaries. Uh, and what were the pros and cons of the different methods? The author had only 3 weeks to gain an intimate understanding of the four of the world's largest conglomerates and to figure out if anything our client could learn from them. Fortunately, the McKinsey had just put together an organization profile of one of the four companies. So the McKinsey so the author learned the names of the experts of the company, and he had a word with them and had a lot of questions. So this gave him a lot of more time to work on the other companies. This is how he used it practically in his life to save time and get more insight. So the author just reiterates that whatever you're doing, chances are somewhere someone has already done something similar. Learn from others' successes and mistakes. Leverage your valuable time and do not reinvent the wheel. And this is the reason why a lot of people do an MBA, because they want to learn from the successes and mistakes from other people. Then the author gives some specific research tips. He says that use these tried and tested research tips to jumpstart your research. These will make it more efficient and effective. He says start with the annual report. That is the quickest possible way to get an idea of about the company. It is easily available. Then he says look for outliers. When you've collected a large amount of data on a particular aspect of a problem, look for outliers, things that are especially good or bad. Understand why these outliers are there, what is the reason, and whether these will continue being there or no. Then look for the best practices. There's an old saying that no matter how good you are at something, there's always someone better. Find out who the best performers of the industry are and what they are doing, and try to imitate them. Often this is the quickest antidote to poor performance. You can't find out about the best practice in the library. You'll have to think creatively. If your competitor is the best, he will not tell you your secrets. Talk to the others in the industry, their suppliers, customers, the other analysts, friends from these schools, and so forth. You have to build a network and get as much information as possible. Also, you can sometimes you can find the best practice within your company. Some team, some division is outperforming the rest of the company. Find out why, try to implement the things that they are doing, and then you might actually become much more efficient than you were. So that brings us to the end of the video and this chapter, doing research. I hope this video added value to your day. Keep learning. Have a great day. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.